Hello everyone, and a very happy holiday time to all. Around this time of year, it can be nice to look back at the successes of the last 12 months, before the inevitable mince pie and turkey-fueled Christmas coma. This year marks my first full year on YouTube, and I thought it might be nice to celebrate all the projects that I have managed to achieve this year. Right, let's see how much hobby this lazy boy has actually done this year. The first ever Hobby with Ollie video went live on the 28th of January 2022 with how to paint black non-metallic metal. And so that makes this the very first miniature painted on the channel. Have I painted the other 19 Death Company Marines for this unit in this style? Absolutely not, but I'll get round to it next year, maybe. In these early videos, I was also painting up some models from Gloomhaven, and also a squad of assault intercessors for my beloved Blood Angels. I also painted up my first ever Horus Heresy miniature, you may see a bit more of that coming later, in Dominion Zephon. Almost forgot, I also painted up the Brute from Gloomhaven around this time as well. The next big step for the channel happened in March when we moved from fortnightly to weekly releases. And I also got to paint one of my favourite paint jobs that I've done this year, the Tau Tiger Shark. Really got to get around to painting more little planes. Quick aside away from painting, including this video you're watching right now, I've released 46 videos this year, including a variety of hobby adjacent topics. Now, I did my first battle report around this time as well, a little sort of experimental piece on a Blood Angels Battle Royale. This helped me to learn a lot about filming bat reps, which I've done since on the channel, but no completed models to add to the pile for this one. One of the things I've learned about creating videos here on YouTube is that there are ups and downs. Sometimes the videos just don't get as many views as you're expecting or as you thought they might do. And that's absolutely fine. In positive news, I managed to get some of my friends and my girlfriend involved in the channel with our hour painting challenge. That means I've got orc boys in 3 varying states, but we're going to call them complete for the purposes of this. April was also the time for 2 more painting focused videos with the War Boss in Mega Armor and the Parasite of Mortrex. First time I'd had new Tyranid models for a while. That was a big deal. So from here I started up my ongoing Dungeon Bowl series by painting up the portals from my favourite Games Workshop pickup game of the year. Now in May, the madness descended and I decided to paint one of my biggest projects to date, the entirety of the Tyranids Combat Patrol in a single week. Meg will probably remember this one because we didn't get much sleep that week, did we, Meg?
No.
It also led to some sweet time lapses though, like this one. Tyranids! Why on earth did we paint that many models in a week? I do like the idea of doing videos like this, painting large groups of miniatures, as it's a really good way to get a lot on the table, but it's sometimes difficult to find the time. Let me know if you like those kind of videos in the comments down below, and while you're there, why not click subscribe? It can also protect you from Tyranids. A trifecta of lesser known games was my May and June, including the largest plane for Aeronautica Imperialis, the Ork Mega Bomber. That is one chonky lad. The chests for Dungeon Bowl. One of the greatest tragedies of this year is that I've actually lost one of the Dungeon Bowl chests. Still got the lid, and I'm sure it will show up somewhere, but yeah, no idea where that is at the moment. And lastly, another favourite from this year, the Bell Gargoyle from Dark Souls, the board game. This is definitely another of my favourite paint jobs for sure. Now in June, I tried my hand at terrain making with some interesting results. I'm still mostly pleased with this piece. I haven't gotten a chance to use it on the table yet, but this is my Devastation of Baal terrain water cellars hut. I'll probably be avoiding the pizza look the next time though. Now for terrain on a much smaller scale was the sculpted bases for my Dungeon Bowl College of Fire miniatures. Now it's on to the big one, my biggest video from this year, and in all likelihood, the one that first put you in touch with my channel. The Painting the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness box to battlefield, starting with the Blood Angels and then the Alpha Legion. So it's going to take a moment to get on the table. Time lapse! Yeah, so 54 miniatures over the course of 2 weeks. That was a big one, including a contemptor and a Spartan. Now the main thing that actually killed me from painting those was 40 tactical marines. If I never have to see a tactical marine again, it will be too soon. Yeah, slog, bit of a slog. Here I got deep into Heresy with my rules for beginners guides and also some battle reports, but I did manage to get my painting hat on to paint Celestine the Living Saint, my Painting the Liber Astartes. Now most of those got sent out to lucky viewers of the channel, but I have still got some of them here. And then not one, but two Demos pattern rhinos. So at the end of August, some pretty big times for the channel. We managed to hit 1,000 subscribers. I also got my first ever painting commission, which is why I painted up a Chaos Lord for the channel. Quartered schemes, fun. And in life news, when September rolled around, I turned 30 years old. In celebration, my mate Phil, who's appeared in several battle reports across the course of this year, took me to Warhammer World, and we also picked up a Leviathan dreadnought, which became my next painting video. The chonkiest of dreadnoughts, my boy. Around this time, some squat fellows also emerged from the annals of Games Workshop history with the release of the Leagues of Votan army set. So I painted up a couple of models from there. My last big painting project for the year was the retro paint of Gorka Morka, which seemed to go down really well, and we then got to have some really fun games with all the painted models. Got to get them up here though. This year I managed to paint 177 minis, so I'm really pleased with that. I'm looking to bump that number up come next year. To finish off, we stripped down a 25-year-old tank, started a Necromunda gang, and painted a dreadnought straight out of a fever dream with a jump pack, the incaendius dreadnought squad. And that takes us to today. This is how many models I have painted this year, and it's funny how much joy it brings me to see all these little plastic models covered in acrylic paint. And I feel a real sense of pride with what we've managed to accomplish on the channel this year. So first of all, thank you all so much for tuning in and watching wherever your first video is, whether it was all the way back here or all the way here. Never really thought I would get this far, so thank you all so much. I've got one more video planned for this year, a battle report with a special guest who's actually been hiding in plain sight in the video the whole time. Let me know if you spotted him in the comments down below. Now hopefully a battle report should be just the right thing to sit down with a box of chockies or a mince pie, or maybe a mulled wine if you're feeling cheeky. I'd like to finish this one by saying thank you once again to everyone who's watched this, and also to everyone in the lovely hobby community. It's been really nice to have a point to reach out to loads of other people in this wonderful hobby of ours, whether it's painting, playing, or just generally chatting. So thank you all so much for that. I wish you all a very happy Christmas time and a happy new year. And until the next one, my name has been Ollie. All of this has been my hobby for this year, and I'll see you next time.